A very good morning, my dear loving children. Welcome to Vidyanagar Public School's online class. Today, ma'am has come up with a very new chapter. Do you know which chapter? Yes, chapter 4, Playing with Gorillas. So, before moving into the chapter, let me ask you some questions. Have you ever seen gorillas? Yes, you have seen. Do you like gorillas? And have you ever seen any movies of gorillas? Yes, you might have seen the movie King Kong, right? Yes. How many of you have seen? Most of you. Yes, most of you have seen the movie King Kong, right? And in that movie, how the director or the cinema people or those people have shown or who displayed the animal gorilla. They displayed the animal gorilla as very aggressive, ferocious animal, right? Yes, but there are incidents where we love gorillas. When the gorilla tries to protect that woman, right? But in that movie, that director actually making or conveying the message that these gorillas are very dangerous, right? So in this chapter, we will learn about the experience which is shared by our author. Do you know who is the author? Yes, let's talk a little bit about our author. Oliver Graham Jones. He born in 1919 and died in 2002. Worked as a veterinary doctor at the London Zoo for 15 years. Veterinary, it's not veterinary, it's veterinary, okay? See the pronunciation. During this time, he had about 600 animals in his care. It is no surprise then that he came across some funny cases and a lot of adventures. He wrote about these experiences with great humor and knowledge in his book Zoo Tales. Zoo Tales. So let's see what is there in his story, right? Most people react. Before that, all of you open your textbook and listen to me very carefully and go through the lines, okay? Most people react to the word gorilla. They think of a frightening, aggressive beast with huge teeth. Many years ago, there was a film called King Kong, which described a huge gorilla running free in New York, crushing houses and causing mayhem. Mayhem. What is that? Massive destruction or confusion, that is mayhem. Okay, you might have seen this word in newspapers. How many of you read English newspapers? No matter, start reading, okay? It finally ends up on top of a high-story building and is shot down by an aircraft. This scene you might have seen in that movie, right? The gorilla is reaching on the top of a very tall building, right? And there it is shot by the people who is in that aircraft, right? Yes. This ridiculous story became famous throughout the world. It was a major cause of gorillas getting a bad name, which they really do not deserve. In fact, so ma'am, hope that you understood. Actually, aggressive means very attacking nature, very ready to attack, right? Yes. So, in fact, gorillas keep to themselves in the wild and very shy. So what is said in this, the author is saying in that movie, the gorillas are represented as some creatures which is very aggressive and very dangerous. But in fact, in real, how these gorillas are, they are actually very shy and they keep themselves and in the wild and they do not come out. They are very gentle creatures. See the pronunciation, creatures. It's not creatures, it is creatures. They normally only get roused in the presence of animals from which They wish to protect their animals. They become aggressive only when other animals try to attack their family, right? Then only they'll get aroused. Then only they'll get aggressive. Okay. My first introduction to gorillas was with Guy, a famous gorilla in the London Zoo. The head keeper who looked after Guy was a very wise man with a great deal of knowledge about the primates in general and the gorilla in particular. He had a very friendly relationship with Guy. Who is Guy? A gorilla, okay. He used to go into the cage and outer den to play with him, which astonished some of us. What this author is saying? Yes, our author met gorilla for the first time in a zoo, in a London zoo, and the name of that gorilla is Guy. And it was said that the head keeper who looked after this guy was a very wise man and very intelligent, he know everything, each and everything about the primates. What is primates? What is the meaning of the word primates? We are also belonging to that word, right? Yes, primates actually a group of animals that include actually humans and monkeys. It is said that the primates are a group belonging to the ape family, and we also belonging to ape family, right? And it is said that the primates are compared to other animals. These primates are having kind of intellect, we are more intelligent than other animals, it is said. Okay, what is the meaning of the word astonished? Very surprised. Okay, the author became very surprised to know that this man used to play with this animal. Okay, when I was fairly new to the zoo, I was taken by the head keeper into the canteen to enjoy a cup of tea while he explained his various skills with the primates, and in particular with Guy the gorilla. And this head keeper took him into a canteen where they had a tea. While having the tea, he explained about his talents, about his skills with these gorillas. And when he told me that he used to play with this enormous animal, I was intrigued to know what he would do if the gorilla got angry or out of control. So this intrigued means he got very excited, very interested to know what would happen if the gorilla get excited or angry or out of control. Aha, he said, and went to the corner of the mess and produced a short length of hosepipe which fitted neatly into his pocket. What's that for? I asked. The other asked, why do you need that hosepipe? You see, he said, gorillas don't like snakes. If I want our gorilla Guy to stop playing with me, I simply produce this little pipe or little piece of hose pipe, which he believes as a snake. The gorilla believes this hose pipe as a snake, so he'll simply get back to his den. He backs off immediately and leaves me alone, and I leave the den and come back after feeding, sir. And I will show you exactly what I mean. Then he is saying that, after doing this gorilla will leave him alone because he's very afraid of this hose pipe, thinking that it is a snake. So after feeding, he'll come back. So the head keeper is saying he will show you how it is being done. I returned after feeding, and the head keeper took me to Guy's cage, unlocked the door, and there he walked up to Guy, who offered his hand, and they had a bit of soft play in the inner house. Then the gorilla rushed to the outside den and made it clear that he wanted to play outdoors with the head keeper. So he went inside, and the gorilla just went to the outside. That means he was actually without speaking, that gorilla is saying that let's play in the outside, let's play outside, out. right? I arrived outside to watch the display, which went on for some time. I thought the play was getting a little rough, but the head keeper's pride would not let him stop. So, the author felt that it is becoming a little bit more, what do you say, rough game. But the head keeper was not ready to show or succumb to that. Guy had picked the head keeper up by his collar and the seat of his pants and was dusting the floor with him. We will stop here. We'll stop here with the suspense, and we will see what is happening next in the next class. Till then, take care. Before that, let's discuss some questions in the back of your text. Are you ready? Here we go. Here we'll discuss the first two questions of the comprehension part. Pick out lines from the text that support these statements. We'll see the first two questions. Most people think gorillas are ferocious creatures. Where do you see these lines? Yes. This line is, most people react to the word gorilla. They think of a frightening, aggressive beast with huge teeth. It is in the beginning paragraph, it is clear. The second question, King Kong spread inaccurate stories about gorillas. Yes, the sentence is, it was a major cause of gorillas getting a bad name which they really do not deserve. Okay, till then we discuss. Here is your homework. You have to write down your experience visiting a zoo where you have seen a gorilla. If you haven't seen gorillas in a zoo, write about your experience visiting a zoo where you have seen any ferocious animal. Write down about it. Okay. Thank you all. We will see in the live session. Okay.